Many people believe that there has been a wave of individuals being born in order to change the old iron and industrial way of life to more enlightened and spiritual. You've probably heard about indigo children and lightworkers across the internet. Lightworkers are just the consequence the ways of the modern world have brought to the human psyche. Let me explain. A lightworker is a person who can sense that there's a lot of healing to be done on a large scale to the world. The modern ways of life are disharmonious and harmful to ourselves and nature, which we are all a part of. This results in subconscious awareness that something needs to be done, especially in people who are born into the modern society. Newer generations are unbound from the chains people who were constructing the modern society have been imprisoned with. The chains I am referring to are actually their investment of energy, their mindset and character developed in a different era, with far less available information. These new generations can clearly see the bigger picture and what doesn't work. That's why they have a heightened sense to fix the world. Just like there are popular terms in the science community addressing these new generations as Generation X, Generation Y and Generation Z, there are terms in the spiritual movement addressing these generations as indigo children, crystal children and rainbow children. What kind of lightworker are you? What aspect has most traits that describe you? This is what these labels mean. Indigo children are born between the 1960s and the 1990s, really similar as the baby boomers of the Generation X. They are rebellious and unable to conform to dysfunctional situations at home, work, or school. They are warriors in spirit. They want to rage against the corrupted system that governs society, and this trait projected itself into the art, the music, the movies, the movements and the lifestyle of their youth. They experimented with psychedelic substances, they forced their mind to be opened. All of this resulted in creation of new businesses and inventions that changed the future forever, like the internet. Crystal children are most likely to be the children of people from Generation X. They are born around 1990s and 2000s, slightly differing from Generation Y, which addresses people born between 1980s and 2000s. However, the characteristics of crystal children and Generation Y individuals are almost exactly the same. They are intuitive, spiritually aware and passionate about supernatural subjects. They have highly developed imagination and creativity. They understand things easily. They are extremely empathetic and very easygoing. This contradictive schism between their emotions forces them to use drugs, to visit psychiatrists, feel high levels of anxiety, have panic attacks and sometimes even more serious issues with their mental health. They are born in a transition time, in a period where humanity made its biggest leap with technological advancement which affected all areas of society. They grew up in times without internet and times when you cannot imagine how you lived without internet. This transition happened in only 10 years period, which is really small amount of time for such great change. This affected their way of seeing the world. It's like they were forced to raise their consciousness in an accelerated rate. But that's okay because they are strong enough, like crystals. They always see the world with pure eyes, which additionally adds to their crystal children description. Because of their imagination, purity of heart and strength, they are attracted to the superhero phenomena. Their art, music, movies, businesses, even their lifestyles are inspired and driven by various superheroes they idolized while they were growing up. Rainbow children are the newest generation of people, or Generation Z, born after the new millennium. They are modern and more technologically advanced than Generation X and Y because they are raised in a period where humans are more connected than any time in the known human history. They had almost all of the information in the world available to them while they were growing up, only by pushing few buttons. These kids are happy and positive. They are like a breath of fresh air. They are bringing happiness and joy to the whole world through various inventions, platforms and mediums that the Generation X has developed and Generation Y perfected. Their light and positivity makes them freer than any generation in modern history. They love traveling, they hate being tied up to one person, and they cannot stand the old conformistic ways. It feel like prison to them. Think of them like light. They give warmth, life, and cannot be captured. Their whole being is pure, and that's why most of these kids are vegan.